apparently the Obama administration has begun to get the message. So now they've got a new PR offensive coming up on the stimulus bill. It's the one-year anniversary, so they're sending out Biden, they're sending out cabinet secretaries. Podesta said, look, you got a great cabinet, use it, send them all over the country. And they are. They're following his advice. So Obama and everyone else is out there highlighting money that was spent on the stimulus package. Because the Republicans say, oh, it was all a waste, it was all a waste. And when you look at the numbers, in a recent poll, CNN poll, 56% of the public opposes the stimulus plan. But when you break it down for them and you say, well, do you like this project? Oh, yeah, I love that project. How about this one? Oh, that one's a winner. I want to keep that. For example, 80% support the infrastructure investments. 70% support the tax cuts that they got from Obama. And the list goes on and on. So when you break it down, they actually like it. It's just since Obama never made the case that that's what happened in the stimulus plan, they don't know. All they heard was the Republicans on Fox News Channel telling them the stimulus plan was just nothing but wasteful spending and pork. So 56% disapprove of the plan that when you break it down for them, they actually love. See, that's losing the PR battle. Okay, and it's not just a matter of PR, and it's not just a matter of politics. I say it, and I care about it, and I think they should make the case, because if you don't win hearts and minds, if you don't win and get the public on your side, well, then you can't get legislation passed. So the next time you go to do legislation, they're going to turn around and say, oh, you see that 56% of Americans are against stimulus spending, so we can't do any more stimulus spending. Now, I'm not saying we should do more stimulus spending. I'm saying I want to make a reasonable decision based on the policy merits, and I don't want politicians, especially Democratic politicians, of getting spooked out and going, oh my God, no, the polls are against it, I can't do it. Well, you might be surprised what you could do if you explain to people what it was. So they're going to, plants, and Biden's going to a plant in Saginaw, Michigan, to explain how they added jobs to that small business owner and to that company. Sebelius is going out and explaining a medical center in Atlanta. Janet Napolitano is promoting a stimulus project in Virginia and Texas. So they're finally getting out there. Now, the only one I disagree with out of that bunch is Napolitano. I don't want her doing PR. She's the head of Homeland Security. I want her making sure she's doing Homeland Security. Okay, so get her back to her office. The rest of them, yeah, go, sell the project, okay? Now, Obama will end up getting an unlikely ally here in the Wall Street Journal. Now, Wall Street Journal, owned by Rupert Murdoch at this point, understand their editorial side has always been unbelievably conservative and ridiculous, but their reporting sometimes can be fantastic and was independent of their editorial side. These days, those things are getting a little mixed up, but still there are some great reporters at the Wall Street Journal. So they did a Freedom of Information request. Now, that's real journalism, where they asked the government for information on stimulus funding requests. So the Democrats and Republicans asked different departments for money to spend on the stimulus, from the stimulus package. And they asked Freedom of Information Act requests from Department of Labor, the EPA, the Forest Service, among others. And they got back letters that are interesting and perhaps some surprising. It turns out there were dozens of Republicans who were begging for that stimulus money. Now, the Washington Times had done a fairly good story on this. That's very surprising because they're a completely conservative paper. Now, the Wall Street Journal story follows it up. Some of the guys who claim to be the biggest conservatives. Representative Paul Ryan, who was complimented by Sarah Palin for being such a great young Turk within the Republican Party, if you remember that funny clip. He wrote to Labor Secretary Hilda Solis in support of a grant application from a group in his district. And he argued that this was such a great grant because it, quote, intends to place 1,000 workers in green jobs. Now, Representative Ryan is bragging about how he's bringing home 1,000 green jobs. And he's asking the Labor Secretary, help me to bring that home to my district. And you're going to be shocked to find out, of course, that Representative Ryan voted against the stimulus bill and called it, quote, a wasteful spending spree. Well, if it's so wasteful, Why do you want those jobs coming back to your district? Why do you want that grant in your district? Surprising. Now, the list goes on and on. Republican Representative Sue Myrick of North Carolina and Representative Mean Gene Schmidt of Ohio, some serious conservatives there, so-called conservatives, they went and asked the Labor Department for a project that trains local workers for energy efficient projects. I thought this was wasteful spending. I thought it was terrible. What happened? All of a sudden, when it's in your district, you love it, right? Again, I'm not asking them to turn down the money. I just want to be clear on this. You can't brag about it, okay? And you can't demand the money on the one hand and vote against it at the same time, okay? So we go on. Senator John Cornyn, head of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, and Senator Kay Bailey Hutchinson, both of Texas, asking for a grant in Texas. And here's how Kay Bailey Hutchinson describes it. She says, they've informed me of the positive impact of this grant will have in the region by serving as a foundation for PHA's Clean Air Strategy Plan, creating jobs and significantly reducing diesel emissions. Well, if you thought it was such a great thing to do and it would reduce emissions and it would create all these jobs, then why'd you vote against it? I can keep busting them up all night long. Okay, I'll do one last one. The entire congressional delegation of Alabama, all the Republicans, including their 2 Republican senators, asked the Forest Service for $15 million for a cotton grass eradication and control program in their state. I don't even know what cotton grass is. Now, that might be a useful thing. I don't know the merits of that situation, but it sounds like the kind of thing that Republicans would make fun of. Oh, yeah, eradication of cotton grass. Like, yeah, we really need that, right? They wound up getting $6.3 million grant for it, the same grant that within the package of the stimulus bill that Richard Shelby, the guy who asked for it afterwards, had called the socialist way. He said, this is the socialist way of doing things. And then it passes, and he says, gimme, 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 gimme. Remember, Shelby's the guy that held up 70 nominations and put blocks on them single-handedly because he wanted 2 more pork barrel projects in his home state, which, of course, funneled the money back to his campaign, et cetera, et cetera. So these Republicans that say, oh, you know, look, we understand. I know in the past we had some problems and we overspent, but those days are behind us. And I tell you, we are real conservatives, and we believe in fiscal responsibility. No, all they believe in is opposing Barack Obama for the sake of opposing Barack Obama. They love these grants. They brag about these grants. And given an opportunity to lead Congress, they would still do the pork barrel spending. And then they would brag about that. And they would not lose an ounce of sleep or a moment of sleep over their obvious hypocrisy.